We are live at Falcor Bay on a beautiful afternoon. A great day for boxing. Next to me is Johnny Nelson.
Hi, Todd. Nice to be here with you.
King Rye, Ryan Garst, Terrence Bud Crawford, the undisputed lightweight champion of the world. He also can crack at welterweight, one of the best to ever do it.
Just take note. Look at the reach. Look how much they're giving away in this fight.
This bout is scheduled for 8 rounds of boxing. Fighting out of the red corner.
Well, I hope you brought your sunscreen. You're going to need it as we have our main event underneath the bright sunny sky.
Can you imagine being a fighter? Sometimes...
Here we go, round one. Who's going to land the first big shot? Good counter punch. That right hook won't score. Catch and shoot. Nice idea with the hook, but that's blocked. They've got to use their jab better in this fight. That counter punch caught him clean. There's a counter shot. Both of these athletes' gas tanks are going to be tested. Endurance will be the key on an afternoon like this one.
If you are on the losing side of this fight, Todd, and the heat is on, it's the worst place to be. So you've got to make sure you prepped right for this. And right now, I'm looking at a fight that doesn't look like they're prepped right.
These two are the perfect dance partners.
Perfectly matched. Skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them more than happy.
How about that time counter shot? We wanted action, and they are delivering. Beautiful counter shot. When are we going to see a jab from these two? Very close round with 10 seconds to go. Let's talk about Garcia in that last round. The game plan does not seem to be working here. What's he have to do differently?
Needs to win this round, okay?
Here we go. It's round two. Let's see how they bounce back here in this round.
That was a tough last round. Now you've got to make sure he doesn't put it on him. That's what he's going to try and do. So tie him up, hold him, lean on him. Don't get drawn into a fight. Not yet. Not until your senses have come back.
And he wasn't ready for that counter punch. A perfect counter shot. This counter fighter believes in the anything you can do, I can do better. They'll let you throw a punch first, and they'll answer you and usually hit you harder.
Counter puncher is my favorite kind of fighter. A good counter puncher, they're the people that make the history of our sport.
Those counter punches have to hurt. And he scores with the counter. Punch, counter punch. Someone tell these two that they can be defensive for a minute if they want to. What a round so far as we've reached the halfway point.
Skill for skill, tap for tap, just like a match made in heaven.
Beautiful counter punch. Didn't land that jab. Every time they throw a shot, they get countered. Can't score with that jab. Jab slightly off target. Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. Good counter punch. This round's still up for grabs with just 10 seconds to go. Let's talk about Garcia in that last round. You know that bell was sweet music to his ears.
The bell sometimes it...
There's the bell to start round 3. Well, they got battered last round. How do they turn their fortunes around?
This is one of those situations. You've just been hurt. You've got to get out there again. Be smart. Be sharp. Don't be a fool. Don't get suckered in. Make him fight your fight. Hold him. Tie him up just until your head clears again and your legs come back again. Because if you don't, he's going to pop you off.
Blocks the hook. Defense is not an option for these two. Point of this round, and both of these fighters have had their moments. Still could go either way.
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
They have no respect for each other's punching power. Nice counter shot. Gotta let your hands go a little bit. It's okay to be aggressive now. He needs to be careful not to punch himself out. You know the scorecards are going to be all over the place in this one. Talk about Garcia in that last round. They've got the momentum, they've got the advantage. How do they carry that into the next round?
Dominance.
Here we go to the 4th round. That last round was huge for him, Johnny. How does he keep the momentum going?
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
You both know who the bigger power puncher is. There's a significant power difference. How would you handle that?
That power might be the do or die. That power might be the equalizer.
Can't throw out a lazy jab in this fight. You're going to get knocked out. Every time he throws a punch, a receipt is coming right back. Nice counter. This has been a very competitive round as we reach the midway point.
Perfectly matched. Skill for skill. Tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you. And so I got to respect both of them. More than happy.
Nice defense on that left uppercut. With this fighter is, has he punched himself out? These two lightweights are showing you why they are the best of the best. It's a very competitive round with 10 seconds left. Talk about Garcia in that last round. And a round that seemed like eternity for them finally comes to a close. Time for the 5th round. So not the best round, but let's see if they can turn it around here.
They've had 1 minute to recover. Now they've got to bluff it. They've got to bluff it. They've got to come out now and style it out. Get on the back foot, jab, rest on the jab. Be smart and pop until your legs come back. Then put the pressure on.
Perfect counter lands. Correct me if I'm wrong, but when you're dealing with someone with so much speed, you've got to get your timing right.
Having so much speed, what happens to your opponent is you get cut to ribbons, and that's where the referee has to jump in and stop the fight. And you know this is going to happen, so you rush your work. You think, I've got to get him inside close round.
I want to think of holding on here for a minute. He threw a punch and just got countered. Be a judge in this fight as both fighters have had their big moments.
Skill for skill, tap for tap, just like a match made in heaven.
Well done with that counter shot. He's putting the pedal to the metal, but has to be careful that he doesn't run out of gas. With that jab. A lot of effort being exerted here. Despite what the judges' scorecards read, there are no losers in this one. Talk about Crawford in that last round. I'm worried about these two fighters gassing out as this fight goes on.
This is when you talk about championship material.
Let him get back.
On to the 6th round. That 1-minute break surely wasn't enough for him to completely recover.
Exerted a lot of energy in the fight so far. Now they're shattered. This is what you call championship rounds. If you have done the work, slept right, ate right, prepped right, I'm expecting you to get through this. If not, if you've cheated, the ring can be the loneliest place in the world.
There's been a significant aggression difference in this fight, Johnny. What are you seeing?
Todd, look back in history. Sugar Ray Leonard against Roberto Duran. The first fight, Sugar Ray Leonard tried to fight, stand there toe-to-toe with him. The second fight, he thought, this guy's aggressive. He's nasty. He'll do everything to get the win. I've got to box him. I've got to frustrate him. I've got to humiliate him and show him how good a boxer I am. That's the only way you beat an aggressive fighter.
So much bruising. Will the referee stop this fight? So time back in. Let's keep fighting. Nice job by him to block that jab. Swing and a miss with that hook. Misses with the straight left. They blocked the left there. This round could go either way. 10 seconds to go. Let's talk about Crawford in that last round. Now you start wondering how much work these two fighters did in the gym.
There's a lot on the line here.
Round 7, here we go. Let's see how much recovery they saw there in the last minute.
An amazing pace and tempo set in the last round. Can you keep this up? Me personally, I don't think that's possible. And if they can, their training, their conditioning would have been ridiculous, like they're in the army. But these guys, if they can keep up this pace, we are in for a great night.
Well, just a couple rounds left, Johnny. What's your assessment so far?
Todd, you know what? Sometimes when I've done in the ring with fights like that, and you punch them, you just want to run. You want that spaceship to come and lift you out of there because you think, what the hell am I going to do now?
Nice counter punch right up the middle. The bravery being shown here is just incredible. Back and forth they go, neither fighter willing to back down.
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
Just missed with that hook. Deciding to let it all hang out here in this round. Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. That counter shot lands. What heart, what desire. Crawford got hit hard and down he goes. Now that is a massive knockdown. Let's take another look.
You're right, Todd. What a shot.
Let's talk about Crawford in that last round.
Come on, he's switching up.
And they're back at it again here in round 8. You couldn't finish him off in the last round. Let's see what this has in store for us.
That knockdown we just saw was a heavy knockdown. I'd be very, very surprised if he'll come out fresh as a daisy. That's not going to happen. He's got to hustle now. He's got to bluff.
Well, Johnny, has anything surprised you here as we enter the final frames of this bout?
What a gift. What a gift it is to have a chin where you know you can walk through anything and everything. When you let those shots go and it's just bouncing off and they're walking you down, it's so demoralizing. It absolutely breaks your heart. What else can you do?
Just missing with the right uppercut. Unlucky to miss with that uppercut. Blocks the straight left. Here we go with the lightweights. Get ready to see some blazing hand speed and fancy footwork.
You've got to be courageous when you get in there with someone that's bigger, stronger, and faster. You've just got to use brain.
We need to see that again. Some amazing boxing right there.
Where did that come from? What a shot.
Ten seconds to go, and what domination we've seen in this round. Not the way either one of these fighters hoped it would go, but they can't be too upset. No one loses here. This fight's a draw.
A draw? Ooh, listen to that crowd. Nobody's happy with that. Why? Because the build-up was ridiculous. The things that were said were ridiculous. But these two fighters were evenly matched. And this is why we've got a draw. One thing is for certain, we're going to do it all over again.